It's not a big place, but the roads either side of it are said to be controlled by armed forces loyal to Gaddafi. As such, it presents the biggest obstacle to forces from the east moving on Tripoli. Yet west of Sirte and still east of Tripoli, the rebels are said to now hold Misurata. The town has been the scene of days of heavy fighting, with the city falling and then being counter-attacked by pro-Gaddafi forces. But he now seems to have lost the army and therefore the town. Just as significant is the town of Azawiya, just west of Tripoli. Geographically, it's crucial. Latest reports from the town of 200,000 say after days of heavy fighting, the rebels are in charge in the centre, but the pro-Gaddafi forces are surrounding it. It's hardly surprising Gaddafi wants it back. If the rebels do keep control, it would leave Tripoli in a pincer. So what of the situation in the capital? The most recent images from foreign media invited his military options look increasingly limited. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera.
It's not possible to be precise about the number of people killed during the Libyan uprising. Ban Ki-moon says more than 1,000 died, but Libya's deputy ambassador to the UN puts the number far higher than that. And with Gaddafi threatening to open up weapons depots to arm civilians, there are fears of more deaths to come. Gaddafi's repeatedly said he will fight to the end, quotes, house to house until the last man is standing. Well, the protesters based in Benghazi, east of Libya. We've heard from Libya's former justice minister. He's declared his intention.
We've come up with a new constitution and strategy for the implementation of democratic elections in Libya under the supervision of international organizations.
Stages, as you just mentioned, the former justice minister is trying to get together enough popular support also across a broad enough geographical area. That's why he travelled, a few hours ago, he travelled from Benghazi to Al-Baida, further east of here, in order to canvass support there. He's been meeting with elders, with tribes, with leaders, elders of various communities to consult them about the formation of this council. Now, the area that seems to be the most contested at the moment, where there seems to be the most disagreement, is with regard to people who were members of or who were associated with the authorities of Muammar Gaddafi. There have been a few people who have been seeking to recycle themselves, if you like, and presenting themselves as people who want to cooperate with this new council, but there are many ordinary people who are rejecting them. They say that they absolutely refuse to have anyone involved in this council who is in any way tainted with the former regime.
Jackie, if you just arrived in Benghazi unaware of the events of the last week or so, would you think it was an orderly place?
Well, it's not orderly. I mean, we are in Libya here, and it's pretty chaotic in many ways. I mean, there's a very heavy traffic, chaotic traffic. You can see a certain amount of damage, obviously the legacy of the fighting over the last 10 days or so. Obviously, as well, if you were coming to Libya expecting to see posters of the great leader emblazoned everywhere, then you would be in for a surprise, because they've done a fairly comprehensive job throughout the east of the country of tearing down those posters that used to adorn the roadside and builders. They've been ripped to shreds. However, having said that, there are signs that commerce and everyday life are starting to get back to normal again. Marketplaces are open, the banks have been open, shops are tentatively starting to open again. So we do at least seem to be getting this sense that what has happened in the east of the country has already happened. The fact that people are opening banks and businesses again, that you're starting to see more women out of doors as well. I mean, that's always indicative of how safe or dangerous the situation is. All of this indicates that the people here in Benghazi and further to the east aren't expecting to be the subject of any kind of assault or counterattack by Gaddafi forces at this stage.